Good afternoon. Thanks for joining me. I want to start off as I will be doing for a while. I hope that you are staying safe and healthy because at the end of the day, if you don't have your health, you really have nothing. So hopefully everyone watching is doing okay and adjusting to this temporary new normal of sheltering in place, social distancing, and whatever else comes down the pike. This morning I did a segment on the Fox affiliate in Connecticut talking about the CARES Act and the new PPP, the Payroll Protection Program, which is geared to help small businesses. So that's what I'm going to focus on today. I'm going to tell you what the program is, who's eligible, and how you can apply for it. So first, the CARES Act, which was the $2 trillion stimulus plan passed by Congress recently, apportions a little under $350 billion to help small businesses. $350 billion. So the Treasury is overseeing this and shepherding a lot of these programs with oversight from a committee, as well as having a full inspector general staff. The Treasury has empowered the Small Business Administration, the SBA, to lead this effort, because after all, the SBA targets, as its name suggests, small businesses. What this is, $350 billion for small business. The program begins today, which is April 3rd, and goes through June 30th. What's a small business? A small business is any business with less than 500 employees. Any business under 500 employees now through June 30th. So that's the crux of it. When you look at your staff, it applies to anyone making less than $100,000 a year. Anyone over $100,000 a year is, I use the word exempt, but they're not included in this program. So what happens? The SBA is going to give you a loan, and technically you are borrowing money. It is 1%, and the term is 2 years. So you borrow money through the SBA, 1% over 2 years. How much can you borrow? You can borrow 2.5 times your average monthly payroll of the most preceding 12 months. 2.5 times your average monthly payroll of the preceding 12 months. And you can't include people making $100,000 or more. What can this be used for? It can be used for payroll, interest on your mortgage, rent, or utilities. Payroll, interest on your mortgage, rent, and utilities. For the most part, they want you to spend at least 75% of this on payroll. Why would you do that? Because if you do, more than likely, the entire loan will be forgiven. It will be a loan. You use it towards payroll and those other expenses, and you will not have to pay it back. So that's pretty good to get us through the next 2 months. If you end up laying off staff or you do a salary cut, you can receive a pro rata portion of that as a forgivable loan, but not the entire amount. So that will at least get some small businesses through the next day, week, month, 2 months. It's not perfect, but boy, if you think about it, this bill was passed only a couple of weeks ago, $350 billion. And I know they want it up and running today. And if you follow Steve Mnuchin's tweets, our Treasury Secretary, they had many community banks loaning tens and tens of millions already this morning. The large money center banks like JP Morgan, Citibank, Wells Fargo, Bank America, it's going to take them a little longer than your average community bank, but I suspect they will be up and running, by Monday or Tuesday. They want to get this money out quickly so that folks who either have just been laid off can come back to work, or people who are literally hanging on by a thread can get some money into their business, because the average small business only has, I believe, 1 month living expenses, 1 month existing expenses on hand. So this money is really crucial for small business survival. Again, if you have less than 500 employees, you should go and Google SBA coronavirus relief or the payroll protection program and see if it's good for you. This is not the only program that is being offered. There are two others. The SBA has the economic injury disaster loan that's up to $10,000, as well as the express bridge loan pilot program, and that's up to $25,000 for existing SBA customers. So there's other programs out there. I also don't think this $350 billion will be the end. I think it's a huge start. It's that shock and awe I've written about on the blog and in newsletters, and I've spoken about it in the media. I think this is a huge step forward, but I don't think this is the end. I think this gets us to buy some more time, and the scientists and the administration can figure out what's needed and when it's needed. So again, this is to get us 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 2 months hence. And if you look at it, like I keep telling my kids, I'm not going to worry about June, July, August next year. Let's just get from today to tomorrow, tomorrow to next week to next month. In the words of the legendary North Carolina State men's college basketball coach Jim Valvano, when it comes to the NCAA tournament, which would be going on in the Final Four would be right now, and many of us really miss that. It could help a lot, but clearly we understand why they're not having it. Jim Valvano was always great at saying, survive in advance, telling his team, just win one game. Don't worry about if to play down the road. Just win one game and advance to the next game. Keep your goal right in front of you, something that's achievable, attainable right there. So with that, I will say goodbye, stay safe, stay healthy. I will certainly be doing another video shortly, probably on the market and maybe how the previous 7 crisis bottoms formed since I've been in the business. So that's it. Again, stay safe, stay healthy as I say goodbye.